Rick Stroud reported yesterday that Tom Brady's knee injury last season, which was surgically repaired after the Super Bowl, was in fact a torn MCL, which feels like, among other things, just another layer to the legend of Tom Brady. And Rob Ninkovich, I know that this does not surprise you because I believe you have said on this program, and I quote, that guy is nuts. When you hear he played last season with a torn MCL, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's tapped. I mean, this is one thing I would say. He is, number one, very tough. So don't question Tom's toughness. He's a very tough guy. And I know Bart has played against him, so he can understand this. Sometimes you can hit Tom, you can, get on top of Tom, drop weight on Tom, and he almost like enjoys it. It's super weird. So, it doesn't surprise me that he would fight through injury through the whole season. But on the flip side of that, I'm just going to say this. I have about a closet full of DonJoys, and I'm sure Bart has too. Elbow, knee. Guys are playing with stuff. An MCL, to play through an MCL injury isn't crazy. I mean, I think every single football player has played through some type of injury, especially an MCL, which is probably the least most important part if it's not like a grade 3 tear. Grade 1, grade 2, you put a tape job on it, you put your DonJoy brace on, and you go play football. That's what everybody does. So Tom, playing through injury, yes, very tough, but a lot of people play through injuries.
Everybody being the relative term that it is. But yes, you and Bart Scott both would fall into that category. You said the exact same thing to me in the break.
Exactly. It's almost like Ninkovich was right here in the room with us, ear hustling, right? Yeah, it's different degrees, but, the urban legend continues to grow for Tom Brady. Sure. Next they're going to tell me he played with acid reflux, an upset stomach, and a splinter in his thumb the entire season. But it's all good. Like, he's a tough guy. Listen, he enjoys it, not as much as I enjoy hitting him, but, he enjoys it as well. He's a tough guy, but this is nothing to see here.
So this is... When people read this today, and I will admit, I'm raising my hand. I'm one of those people. He played last season with a torn MCL. I read it like 5 or 6 times. You're telling me not that big a deal.
Yeah, it's certain degrees of it, right? So it's going to be a partial tear, and that just means a couple fibers have come off. It's not that big of a deal, but it makes him look really cool, man. Like I tell you, I always said he was a superhero. Every superhero has a cleft chin, and he has one.
Okay, let the record show that I do this show with this little thing on my finger here to keep me from getting a paper cut. I mean, so let's be clear. A torn MCL of any degree would be a big deal to me.
Greeny, that's from counting all that money in your pocket.
That's a whole other problem. That you can get your paper cuts doing that too. Jeremy Fowler, quickly, will the league have any thoughts on this? He played a whole year with an MCL and we never heard about it?
Greeny, no thoughts yet because this wasn't a legendary story inside Tampa Bay's locker room. Tom Brady did not advertise this at all. I spoke to some sources who said all we knew is that Brady was going to get surgery after the season. So this wasn't something that he talked about. He begrudgingly took veteran days off during the year. So they knew he could function and be fine during the season, and he's been moving really well this offseason ever since.
All right, we'll see. He should be healthier. He should be more comfortable. They've brought back absolutely everyone. That team could be awfully dangerous with a 44-year-old quarterback coming up next season. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.